Why, hello, guys. It's that time. How are you guys? All right, enough. I'm not even ready yet. Hang on a second. Just trying to scare y'all bitches already. Isn't even didn't hear ya laugh. There we go. Let me pause this real quick. Hello. Yeah.
It's just this cuff.
Yeah. Hello. Can anybody hear me? Can anyone see me? Probably not.
Fred in my chat can see you, Rogue.
They can. They can see me. They can see you stabbing me. That's good. Well, no,
they can't see me in my chat.
Well. Oh man. Oh right. Let me tell my. Where's my mod? Mod. Dumb.
It's not a street without scuff. Ain't that right, Rogue?
No, with me it ain't. Yeah, as long as I'm here, it's not. Hang on, where's your thing? There we go. Alright. Put yours up too. Yeah. I actually cannot wait to see your model, like in action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to get a couple more things fixed for it. But hopefully December 3rd should be the debut date.
Oh. Save the date. Nice. I don't see gun, I see knife.
Yeah. Oh, Fred, I went ahead and put the fruit and the bonk commands already set for y'all. They love throwing fruit at me, especially Fred.
I didn't even make a post about this. I'm going live now with Matsuda Denji. I'm just gonna do it right now real quick. I mean, y'all don't mind, right? Right? Of course not.
Nah, they don't mind.
Yeah.
They're used to scuff.
For some creepy-ass storytelling. Obviously, I'm gonna
Fred's
win.
gonna like that.
I was like, obviously I'm gonna win, because Shy over there is a literal angel, so...
Hey, just because I'm an angel doesn't mean I can't be scary. I've managed to spook my chat a couple of times before.
You've spooked yourself in lunch, lady. What the hell are you talking about?
I was playing myself. I had no one to help.
You're a demon? Hey! Yeah,
one of your nightmare.
One of your people is one of my kind. Hello.
Yes. Also forgot to say, hey Bobo, hey Fred, and hey Wrath, welcome in. I hope y'all are ready for a scary good time.
Oh, don't promise that. We'll get pressured.
What pressure don't we already have, though, Rogue?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. Oh, yeah, I mean, let's ease on it a little bit, though. How have you been?
I've been pretty good, can't really complain, besides just work in general and trying to get stuff ready for debut.
Yeah, that's true, too, on my end. Yeah. Yup.
Actually, I didn't... Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't mention this yet, so everyone in chat, you're hearing about this for the first time. But hopefully after debut, I want to try to put together a VTuber advice/interview show.
Oh.
That's a plan I want to flourish.
Nice. A podcast.
Basically
That's
a type of podcast.
good.
I have an idea on who I want to be the first guest star. I'm just nervous to ask him.
Oh, it's a him. Oh.
That's all the hint you're gonna get.
Hello, Nightmare. Thank you for the follow. They've come back to their tribe.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Ow, ow. So, demon friend arrived. Hello. Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah. Fred's a tsundere. I have to say this.
Oh, he is?
Yes, my friendship percent was at like 97 with him, according to him. And then I made fun of him like last stream, and it brought it down to like 76.
Man.
Fred's words, not mine. Hey, Stella.
My God. By the way, everybody, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if she's told you, but this is the actual, like, first, like, official collab that we've had, even though we've known each other for months.
Yeah, because we haven't had an official collab together for a long time. Because the last one was the Slumber Party one, but I didn't get to stream that one. So sad.
Yeah, and you had to race towards us for this one. Friendship 100% fellow demon. Oh, right. Awesome.
I bonk in spirit. Of course you do, Stella.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a stream without y'all making sure I get hit some way or another.
Yeah, so like obviously we've been a long time friends.
Yeah.
This Angel and I. Well, after she tried locking me up, emphasis on tried. I was just like,
did you say I had to let you out because I need your help killing some demons?
Yeah,
because I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's why I said emphasis on tried. You managed to succeed after wearing me out, and then you were like, oh, finally, done with that job. And then you were like, you saw the dangers, and you were like, oh, fuck. Hello, Your Majesty? And I was like, go away from me. And you were like, no, can I ask for your help? I'm like, are you serious right now?
And that is the reason you are currently stabbing me in the back right now.
No, that's just for fun. Yeah, like, that was just for fun. Hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been through like ups and downs, you and I, after. We went through that whole thing, and then another thing, and another thing after that. Yeah. But at least,
but we managed to get through and persevere.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about us, I think, is like, like there's difference between how, our relationship and our friendship, our sisterhood, what have you, and compared to the other person that we are, are like, we met around the same time, which is Kumi, right? Because, and with us, we don't necessarily always talk to each other, but we always just manage to, once we like get together and all, that's when we update each other in each other's lives, and then we're acting like nothing ever happened.
Hey, that's life for you, though, Rogue.
Yeah.
Life makes sure that you're kept busy and you barely have time.
Hello, Jedrick. My best friend finally found his way into my stream.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have your stream on my phone.
Thank you. And yeah, thank you for giving that shout out to Mitsuri Tenchi. Like, I finally have a mod that actually works. Huh. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm so happy. I have bad news. You broke. Oh,
You
he's.
you broke your arm, Fred. How the hell did you manage to do that? You know what? Knowing you, I don't want to know.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to ask. Oof. What is wrong with my screen? Anyways, there we go. That's fixed. Yep, there we go. It's fixed. Hi, Jedrick. How is it? You still can't sleep? Anyways, yeah. So enough of that snappy ass shit of giving us, them a brief background of how we met, how we met, and how I met. This is not an episode of How I Met Your Mother, all right? Just to tell you guys out there, this isn't an episode of How I Met Your Mother. I'm straight, and she's taken by her boyfriend. So yeah, so that's. Oh wait, I forgot to put the song back in. Oops, my bad.
Which I didn't mention, but all angels have a soul bond. That is a fact.
Oh.
So yeah, my soul bond happens to be a niffle slime.
A what?
And before you, a niffle slime, it's basically a angelic / demonic breed of slime. Funnily enough, he can turn into human form, so no issues there.
Oh my god. I thought it was like, oh no, she's talking about her love life, and I just turned on the horrifying background music, and then you say like, oh, he can't turn into a human, but we love each other, and I was like, oh, I guess it was right for me to turn on the horror music. That's horrifying. Oh, anyways, enough of that. So, what did we have planned for today? Well, we were going on and on about what we were going to play in the beginning, and then we realized we couldn't really get, decide what we were going to be, if we were going to be playing anything at all. Slime can take on all kinds of forms. Kinky.
That is very true.
Oh, it's very true that they can take on all kinds of forms. Oh my god. Which one is the real demon in here? My god. I'm like,
well, you have commented on.
I'm not the one who said
that type of personality before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like right now, I'm just here, like thinking, like, holy shit. She's like, I mean,
am corrupted for a reason.
What kind of form have you had your soul bond person, whatever it is, being
soul bond,
huh? Yeah, soul bond. There we go. That.
Mostly just his human form, which is half angelic, half demonic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like having him turn into like a different kinds of things, like the one that vibrates. I'm just like,
no.
Oh, no. Oh, yes. Actually, that's probably what you would be saying too, if you did actually tell him to turn into that. Anyways, I don't really want to see it. Oh, never mind. It's in my head.
Well, that's your fault, though. Also, Alex, welcome.
I blame my mod. Yeah, hello,
This is
Alex.
a Genshin stream, yes.
No, this isn't a Genshin stream. Maybe, this Genshin stream is hella weird. Maybe your title is still... Well, nope, it's not.
No, Alex is just joking.
Streaming. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let me set up right here. You're the one with the... Who's gonna start off our thing? You? Alright. So, did you practice your scary ass voice? Oh, yeah, right. To everyone who doesn't know what we're about to be doing in here, God help us, we are going to be, trying to tell scary stories. Hence, the background music. And
I feel like you should start first, Rogue, just because I haven't been able to practice yet.
What the? Bitch, you just said you were gonna go first.
You did not. You assumed.
You said... Was that not you? Twilight Arcadia, minus the bad parts? Oh shit, she went there. It's Kumi in the chat.
Hey, Kumi.
Oh my god. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in here again, trying to steal some trying to steal some shit. Hi. Alright. So, okay.
Oh Oh my god, Alex. Alex says I'm here for the sussy mama voice.
Who? Who has a sussy mama voice? You? Oh shit.
I guess I've talked in like an ara like seductive voice, and that's probably what they're waiting for.
Holy shit. I've yet to hear that. And oh yeah,
sad to say, everyone, most of these stories are young girls.
Holy shit, I didn't realize. It's actually nice that we actually are doing this today. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently. Gee, fuck. All right. Now I have new motivation to actually do shit. Okay. All right. It's Friday now, 12:35 a.m. Ooh, I love that number. If only you did that chat in like 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. That would have been nicer. But you know what? I'll take 12:35. No worries. I'm being too picky.
Stella is jumping onto me for not going first.
Oh, okay. So I guess you're gonna go first. Yeah, you go first.
Yes, I'll go first.
Yeah, I don't want your people to kill you. I don't want that on my conscience.
More like they'll bonk me.
Yeah, well, true. All right, take it away.
I guess we'll start from right here.
You can start wherever you want.
Okay. Aurora limply sat on her bed next to her empty luggages while humming a familiar song to herself, as her eyes absently stared down at her feet. Her mother walked in, placing a hand on the doorframe and laying her gaze on the child. "What's up with you?" she asked, crossing her arms as she leaned sideways, a glimpse of worry melting in her voice. "If you don't feel like going, just say it. I'll call your father immediately," the woman added. Mentally gesturing at the phone saying on the kitchen table.
You're welcome.
The brown-haired kid reluctantly shook her head, rubbing her swaying knee with a slow motion, taking some time to come up with words. "I just don't feel like father loves me anymore." She bit down her lip as soon as she realized her thoughts had accidentally slipped out loudly. After all, her whole life up until then solely revolved around a childish desire of hers. She strived to make him proud, desperately wishing to feel and be enough for him to just look at her. Was it her fault? Was she being a bad daughter? Aurora was an empty shell, hollowed out and unable to feel anything but pain, rage, and unfair guilt. She couldn't force him into loving her. No, but his careless actions only filled her innocent mind with violent desires and infuriating truths. No matter how far past the limits she pushed herself, no matter how much she hurt in the process, he always went all out to humiliate her, making her feel like a nobody, ready to crumble beneath his feet. All he would give her was despair, but Aurora had been running straight towards him nonetheless, ready to be kicked away again, and again. How much would she hold still? Detaching her tired body from the wood and stepping forward, Laura found herself crouching down to Aurora's level. "Dear, of course he does." The woman felt the words dying in her throat as they slowly cut their way down to her twisted guts. Why was she always left to deal with his mistakes? How many times would she have to put her own daughter's pieces back together? "He does love you. What are you saying? Who got you thinking like that?" She tilted her head, attempting to catch Aurora's gaze, and then reached her fingers out to move some strands of hair from her child's watering eyes. The brunette answered back, digging her nails further in the white bed sheets beneath, with temporary marks. He barely pays attention to me. Ever since he became friends with her, she muttered under her breath, puffing her cheeks out. It's like he only cares about Layla. Her eyes finally slid shut as she let a bunch of warm tears break through her soft expression. Honey, they're not friends. I thought we went over that, yet. Laura pointed out, wiping some of the wetness off her child's face. They're not lovers! He's my dad! Aurora violently jerked her arms, freeing herself from her mother's grip, causing the soft gasp to come out of the woman's mouth. The kid stared at her own arms in disbelief. Why did that happen? She found herself sobbing uncontrollably again, and Laura could do nothing but stare and comfort her, lying through her own words, hoping that... Oh my god. Sorry, that scared me. Serious? Thank you for the raid.
You broke it!
Oh my god, y'all raided during the scary story reading.
You broke it!
Broke the immersion!
Broke the immersion. Nah, it's alright. There is something horrifying happening in my side as well. I realized, like, oh shit, they can't see they can't see it. They couldn't see what you were reading, so I had to adjust.
Hello, TV Killer. Lily Pons.
Hello.
And TV Killer, thank you for the follow.
Lol.
Right. Let me give a quick shout out to Sirius real quick, because I don't think Kashi's here.
Okay. I was gonna be like, okay. Ooh.
Oh my god. Welcome in, everyone. I hope y'all enjoy the spooky stories.
My goodness. Alright, continue. I heard Roosters the Crow the second she got scared. She scared herself. She scared herself with the raid.
Yeah, you broke the immersion, Sirius. Well, we're going back in. I hope everyone enjoys the scary story reading.
Yeah,
I won't be able to read chat that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go. Come on.
Okay, let's see.
Home stretch.
Yeah, home stretch. The brunette's sadness was then soon replaced by worry. Layla told me Daddy is feeling well. She caught me listening to one of his phone calls. She suddenly pointed out, reaching out for a napkin to blow her own nose with. Phone calls? Laura started, swallowing a breath as she attempted to get rid of the lump stuck in her texture from below.
Trachea. But good job.
Trachea. Oh my god.
It's okay. Good.
Aurora, what are you talking about? Her mother tightened the grip on her child's shoulders as the olive tint of her skin was washed away from her own face, leaving her with a blank, dreadful expression. The phone calls were what she had feared the most during most of their marriage. She knew they meant no good. He kept yelling that he will fix things as soon as possible. The other waved her small hands around as an attempt to avoid being asked further questions. She was as worried as the woman kneeling before her. But they keep calling back. Layla said his boss is very demanding. Aurora's brows furrowed, her blue eyes expressing more concern than her words could do. I need... Excuse me, please. Laura finally got up, pushing away her fears, stirring as more clouding thoughts filled her mind, and rushed to the kitchen, her sweaty hands reaching out for the phone. Mama! Aurora called, her fingers twisting the fabric beneath her legs. Not sure of what could have triggered such a reaction out of her parents. Nothing had been the same ever since they had split up. She couldn't understand them, their words, their thoughts, their actions, and their bickers. Their questions constantly left her with the tough weight of always having to pick and choose between the two.
Bitch,
Oh my God.
destroying the immersion.
Don't make me laugh.
Make you laugh. You make me laugh. Like afterwards, we're feeling it. We're feeling it. I already have a gloom on me, and then all of a sudden, blah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Man, I'm the only one in the guard shack tonight. Good luck, bitch.
You must be spooked, killer.
Can't think of a better way to fall asleep listening to scary stories. No, you picked a hell of a time.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. Scared of going the wrong way. Thank you for the follow. Cloud inhaled deeply until her lungs were filled with fresh air and courage. Or I guess that is supposed to be air, not hair. And finally found herself eavesdropping on her mom from behind the kitchen's door. Are you sure you're not going back to your old habits, Elliot? Aurora could feel the fear spoiling her mom's voice as she paced back and forth around the big room, struggling to keep her own concerns unspoken. Are you sure you don't need money? Or Laura supposedly got immediately cut off, her mouth releasing a sigh of relief as her feet finally stopped stomping on the ground. Alright, Elle. Alright. I'll have Aurora be ready at 8 tomorrow. But leave her out of this. She gestured something, as if he could see her through the phone, and the brunette took it as her cue to go back to her room, where her empty luggages still awaited her.
Okay, stop for a second.
Yes.
So I realized that this story is quite long. So I have a suggestion if you don't mind. How about, like, I'll read that diary entry over there, and then also help you out with the dial. How about that?
Okay, that will be perfect. Yeah, because a lot of these creepypasta stories are actually fairly long, because they're the only ones I could have found.
It's okay. You know, and then we can, I don't know, we'll work it out. We can try to take turns with paragraphs or whatever. That way I'm not just here sitting silently and then just hoping for the earth to open underneath me. Alright. Okay. Alright. I love how she said she's going the wrong way and then she says thank you for the follow. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. She did. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So, alright. Let me read this for you.
Okay.
Dear Diary, me and my father are finally spending time together. We're heading to Naperville, a small town a few minutes away from Chicago. It's not every day I get to visit new places, especially this far from home. I hope my mom doesn't get too mad at father for sneaking me out of town.
Do you want me to read this too, or you want to continue now?
Or no, I can do. Or did you want me to read the actual words, or were you just gonna do the speaking parts?
It depends on you. What do you want?
We can take turns doing the speaking parts. Like, the story you do it and I read the actual story, and then the next one you read a story, I can do the speaking parts.
Sure, alright.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Okay. I'll do the speaking parts for this.
Okay.
You have a bad habit of talking too much, Aurora.
Her father remarked, quickly shooting a glare at her as his hand firmly gripped the gearbox. The child eventually lowered her head, ashamed of something she didn't even know she had done. After a whole minute of silence, Elliot spoke again.
I'm not scolding you. Come on.
He jokingly threw his hands in the air, momentarily losing control of the vehicle.
It's just that these are adult things, and you're, what, 8, 9?
He couldn't even remember.
Well, you're still a child. No need to get so worked up on things that don't even concern you.
His knuckles turned white as he repeatedly clenched his greasy fingers around the steering wheel.
Okay. But, alright. You said take turns with the dialogue, right? How about take turns with the paragraph instead?
Okay, we can take turns with the paragraphs then.
Yeah,
Give
I think
it a
it'll be
little bit of
easier
ease
too.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so I'll do the speaking parts with this one.
Okay.
But Layla told me you were feeling sick. I got worried, and I told Mom.
She couldn't even bring herself to look at him. Something in the back of her mind telling her he was not just going to accept that as an explanation. Surprisingly, it was exactly what he did. He kept silent, nodding as he bit his bottom lip, forcing himself not to let his anger and frustration out on her. Then, his phone started ringing, probably for the 10th time that day.
It was 2 hours into the ride, and her thoughts were suddenly cut off by the car abruptly stopping in the middle of nowhere. The little child's pin had been lost in the process, and she was now sticking her small hands in the space between the seat and the door, attempting to retrieve it. As she was about to put her fingers on it, a strong yet familiar hand tapped on her shoulder, catching her attention and quickly forcing her body into a sitting position. Before she could have registered her father's moves, he had already left the car, leaving her on her own, stuck in a place she did not recognize. Swallowing her own insecurities back to where they belonged, she sat uncomfortably where she was, slightly scooting away from the sun that had now been starting to burn her bare leg. Her skin was so pale it almost reflected the light, and by her looks, you could have either assumed she was sick or had never been exposed to the light throughout her whole life.
Her glance drifted from the windscreen to her father, and only then she realized he had been talking on the phone the entire time. Aurora bumped her fist on the glass and waved at her parent, vainly trying to catch his absent eyes.
He answered, her brows furrowed. Foreshadowing catastrophic conclusions, she carefully unwrapped the seatbelt from around her little waist and forced the door open, careful not to burn her arms, hopping off the seat and rushing towards the man.
Stay out of this. You're a child.
She lightly pulled the soft fabric of his shirt, finally getting him to at least turn around. He briefly stared at her, only to immediately put the phone away and shush her off, gesturing her back to the hot burning car. He didn't want her to listen.
Father. Father. Again, her fingers traveled on his sweated shirt, holding on to it. But it was that moment he finally had enough of her, harshly shoving her off, butt on the ground. Aurora hoped he didn't mean it.
The 9-year-old lifted herself up. Her knees were scraped by the hot burning concrete. She was hurt, and yet, again, she was still the last worry on the back of his mind. Just as she was about to slide her hand in the pocket and make a call, a car parked next to her father's, and it was what made him finally take the device off his ear.
I called you back. I told you I'd fix this. Just give me some time.
After that, the place went completely silent, except for the sound of a metal door quickly opening and then closing back. A familiar woman with long, dyed blonde hair and piercing black eyes had slid off the vehicle, effortlessly running a hand through her light, straight locks in the process, and eyeing her father in a way that made the hair on the kid's small back go up. The female approached the both of them, crouching down to Aurora's level and giving her a peck on the cheek. "So, you're finally here," she chirped, her voice hurting the poor child's ears. Aurora nodded, smiling back not as happily as she would usually do, but Layla didn't seem to pick it up. "So," the lady stood back up, straightening her dress with a stroke of her hands. "I finally brought my car to the mechanic." She rolled her eyes, exasperating her words. "Do you think we're going to be glued here any longer? It's not like there's something worth seeing here," she exclaimed, turning her head around as to further prove her point.
"Can I talk to you for a second, Layla?" Elliot finally broke her chanting, crossing his arms in annoyance and frustration. A small giggle escaped the brunette's mouth, but she was harshly cut off by her father, making clear he didn't want her to be involved either.
Aurora sighed in distress as Layla gave her a bottom pat to send her off to the car. When she got comfortable on her seat, she squinted and watched as the female headed back to where the tall man had been standing all along. An uncomfortable feeling turned her stomach upside down as the couple discreetly, yet horribly, carelessly started fighting in the middle of the parking lot. All of this was new to her. The screaming, the crying, and the horrible words leaving her father's mouth. Yet she couldn't help but feel scared and confused. Was she the reason behind their quarrel?
Luckily, nothing lasts forever, not even their bickering. In the end, the little girl caught them agreeing over something, and then parted ways. Instead of her father, getting comfortable just a few inches away from her was Layla. Aurora was caught off guard. However, she silently sat there for almost the entirety of the trip, as another eerie feeling was slowly born in the depths of her chest, bit by bit, forcing her to uncomfortably press her bare, wounded legs to the crook of her neck.
"Your father is a prick. Can you imagine? He almost got me fired." She lightly slammed her hands on the hard but rubbery material of the steering wheel, obtaining a soft laugh from the brunette. A wistful smile painted the female's features as she caught herself lying to a kid, not seeing any other way out of this. As egoistic as it sounded, it was their only way to avoid death's unpleasant knocking at their door, and building trust was the first step towards their goal.
The woman made an unexpected turn and then parked the car, with her lover following right behind. The 9-year-old carefully stuck her head out of the window and then sheepishly smiled. Locking eyes with her father and pointing to the huge hotel hovering over them.
Are we spending our holidays here? She asked, as excitement took over her, eventually erasing all the bad feelings of her mind. Elliot absently smiled back and rolled his head to one side, twacking his foot on the concrete, impatiently waiting for Layla to get out of the car instead. Upon realizing how little her presence meant to him, Aurora's smile dropped and she felt out of place, like a third-wheeling friend. Except that she was his daughter, and her father couldn't keep his mind out of the clouds instead.
Again, her fists clenched and her teeth grinded. She was so close yet so far away from him. She wanted to scream, to snap at him and expose her deepest hatred. But her body and mind held her hostage. Why did he keep lying to her? Why wouldn't he talk to her? She was not stupid.
Compartmentalize.
Aurora could do nothing but stare, observe, and suck it up. Oh, how much she wished to be allowed not to suppress the urge of leaning closer, ripping the man's chest open, and digging within his ribcage, only to pull his heart out and feel it lie within her hands as she searched for any traces of love and care. The child immediately felt like curling up in a ball and disappearing, being stabbed once again with the realization of how much of a dead weight she was to him. She meant too little for him to handle. That's why he had never bothered to care. Not one bit.
Two, three, the doctor said, carefully pressing her gloved hands on the kid's back. 4, 5, 6, think happy thoughts, she sang, rubbing a piece of cotton wool on her small back, disinfecting the area. Each fiber in Aurora's body was desperate for the convulsions to reduce in intensity and her stomach to just stop contorting. The marble floor was stained by her waist, and the drags absorbing the liquid just were not enough anymore. She felt her mom's concerned, exhausted gaze weighing on her. The woman was alone, pressing her back against the empty white hospital walls as she felt like crumbling on the spot. Nobody knew what was wrong with their daughter, yet she stood there on her own, not a single shoulder to cry on, not even her husband's, who had left them behind to chase after a woman's attention he didn't have to seek for.
When the needle was finally pulled out of her back, Aurora's mind stopped spinning and her guts felt lighter, allowing her to breathe. It had been the third time that week, and no one besides her mother had been there to lift her off the bed, wrap her in some freshly washed blankets, and rush her to the nearest ER, all while puking her feelings out.
Attacks, anxiety disorder, borderline personality disorder, epilepsy, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Multiple answers to a single question kept popping out of her doctor's skilled minds, filling the hospital room with more doubts than Clarence. Only one single certainty stood indisputable amongst it all. He wasn't there. He had refused to be there for her. Again. And she had felt so small, ready to liquefy just like the vomit lying on the floor.
As Layla finally left the driving side, the man's piercing gaze eventually fell on his daughter's toy, his words finally shattering the awkward silence between the three of them.
I forgot the luggages, Layla. He called out, pointing at the female standing next to him. His annoyed voice, plus Aurora's disappointed expression, gave it all away, and before he could start again, the woman's sharp words cut his ego like glass rips your skin off when stomped on. You're impossible, Elliot.
Daddy? Aurora interrupted the couple, fidgeting with the stuffed toy's ears. You've been fighting ever since I got here. Can you stop? She blurted out, hopping her way out of the car. Her father shot a glare at the woman, but it got completely past Layla's brain.